Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a really interesting business model that promises both income and freedom, all from selling digital products right from your home. We're going to deconstruct a program called Earn Online with Laila to see exactly how it works.
So let's start with the central question, the big promise here. Can you really turn your own ideas into actual income without ever leaving your house? It's a pretty powerful offer, and we're about to dive into what's really behind it.
To really get why a model like this is so popular, we have to start with the motivation behind it. There's this huge, and I mean huge, search for flexibility, for finding ways to make money that actually fit into our lives instead of the other way around.
And let's be clear, we're not just talking about a little side hustle money. The goal here is a real income, but one that you control, on your schedule. The program makes a point of calling out caregivers like stay-at-home or single moms who just can't make a traditional 9-to-5 work.
So, what's the proposed solution to this massive demand for flexibility? Well, the model we're looking at today bets big on digital products. It's all about packaging up what you already know and selling it to the world.
So what exactly is a digital product? Well, think of it as knowledge that's been packaged into a file, like an ebook or a PDF. But the real magic is in the business model. You create it one time, but you can sell it over and over, infinitely. There's no inventory to worry about, no boxes to ship. And that, of course, connects directly to this incredibly powerful idea of passive income. The dream, right? To build something that makes you money without your constant, hands-on effort. As the source material says, the whole idea is to earn money even while you sleep. Okay, so this brings us to the Earn Online with Laila model itself. And what's interesting here is that it doesn't just offer one way to get started. It actually lays out two very different paths to begin earning.
So, on one hand, you have Path 1. This is all about creating something that is uniquely yours, right from the ground up. On the other hand, Path 2 is all about speed, reselling products that are already made for you. In this program, it's structured as personalized coaching versus a subscription service. Two totally different approaches to get to that same end goal.
All right, let's dig into that first path, the coaching program. You can kind of think of this as the teach a person to fish approach. It's really designed for people who want to build a business around their own unique expertise.
And we're not just talking about some generic pre-recorded videos here. The guidance is really specific. The program is built around 5 personalized coaching sessions. That points to a very hands-on, one-on-one kind of approach to get you from an idea to a finished product.
The whole coaching process is broken down into 3 key stages. First, you ideate. You basically pinpoint what you already know that other people would actually pay to learn. Then you create. This is the practical part, where you build your ebook or PDF. And finally, you sell, which focuses on launching that product and reaching customers all over the world.
But what if you don't want to build everything from scratch? Well, that brings us to the second path, the PDF subscription. This one is all about getting started fast and keeping things simple.
The big draw here is that it's essentially a business in a box. You get access to these professionally designed files every single month that you can start selling immediately. And a huge selling point is that it requires absolutely zero tech skills, which, opens the door for anyone who's ever felt intimidated by the technical side of things.
So you might be wondering, wait, how is that even legal? Well, it all comes down to something called Master Resale Rights, or MRR. This is a special kind of license that doesn't just let you sell a product, it lets you sell it as if you made it and you get to keep 100% of the profits.
So now that we've seen these 2 different paths, let's kind of zoom out and ask, who is this entire model really designed for? And what are the ultimate benefits it's promising? It's pretty clear who this is for. The marketing is laser-focused on people who need that flexibility, like stay-at-home moms, and for those who feel kind of overwhelmed by technology. But look at that last point, a supportive community. That's often a huge draw, the promise that you won't have to figure all this stuff out on your own. And this quote from the source, it just perfectly captures the emotional heart of the pitch. They're selling an outcome, not just a product. The promise isn't just about making money, it's about freedom. And that is a really powerful, aspirational idea.
So if all this sounds interesting to someone, what's the very next step they're supposed to take? Let's look at the call to action. It's the final piece of this puzzle.
It's very, very straightforward. All roads lead to the website, earnonlinewithlaila.com. This is the central hub where anyone who's interested can get more details and officially sign up for one of those 2 paths we talked about. So after breaking it all down, we're left with a pretty big question. By offering 2 distinct paths, one for the creators and one for the resellers, is this model the new blueprint for digital entrepreneurship? Or does the done-for-you approach risk flooding the market with identical products? It's a really compelling model, and for sure, its long-term impact is something we should all keep an eye on.